Hello, I'm Alevere Nick and you're joining me for my next restart update for 2019-2020, and here I am, and yet another 3.5 pounds lighter in just a week. It always amazes me that Alevere continues to deliver even when you're this far into the journey. And I am this far because officially I have now lost 80% of the weight I intend to lose on this restart. And what does that mean? That means the end of stage one and living just on sachets and the vegetables list. And I'm moving on to stage two. Now, stage two, as many of you who've been on this journey before, simply means that I am replacing one of my shakes a day with some real food, some meat. So tonight I can have chicken, 125 grams of chicken breast with my dinner. And I have recently just been having really simple spinach leaf salads with a basic drizzle of olive oil mixed with mustard, a few tomatoes out of my allowance and carrot grated out of my allowance, and they've been great. They've been helping me go to the loo more regularly, filling me up, and it's really quick and easy to prepare. Tonight I will have the same with wonderful strips of chicken over the top. I can barely wait. But this is by no means the end of my Alevere journey. I still have stage three. And then beyond stage three, you've got the stabilization stages of stage one, stage two, stage three, and then you've got stage 3+ as well. There's so much with this diet, and if you follow all of this, obviously you're taken off very, very, very gently. Your body is reprogrammed into a whole new way of eating, and if you follow it strictly, of course, your metabolic rate isn't affected, and you carry on living life as you wanted to in the first place. Let me just put these down. So very quickly, let's have a look at my progress over the last week. So if we have a quick look at the graph, you can see here last week on the 14th, I was 13 stone 4.2 and delighted with that. And my body fat percentage was 20.2, BMI 23.9. This week, 3.4 pounds lost, 13 stone 0.8 pounds. That's 19.5% body fat now, below 20%, which is delightful. And my BMI, a pretty respectable 23.5. So things are really changing, for the positive for me, which is great. And it makes me think, and I think about this all the time, and that's the whole point of this restart and asking for your input of what next. When I've done all the stabilization stages, when I'm out there on my own, how am I going to make sure that I don't rocket back on that weight and come back, 2-3 stone heavier, going back onto stage one and feeling really down in the dumps about the whole thing? Well, I've thought more about this than any other time before, and I need to discuss my thoughts. I've been taking in, the comments that you've had. I've been talking to friends. I've been looking online and everything else. And at the moment, in my mind, this is how it might work. I'm thinking visit my clinic once a month, have a weigh-in on their professional scales, and of course, have maybe a skin tightening treatment. Maybe pick up some milkshakes as well, because I would like to do 1 day a week on Alevere stage one going forward. I haven't spoken to my doctor at the clinic about this yet. I don't know if this is possible, but in my mind, that would really reduce my calories. It would give me a day a week, which I'm very used to. It would keep me mindful of where I've been with this. And if we look at my ski trip over Christmas, I don't know if you saw that video, I had 3 weeks where I was off stage one, I was off for Christmas, and yes, I drank booze and I did usual stuff. I went to lots of parties, I enjoyed myself, and of course, at one point I rocketed on 6 pounds within that period. Now, in just 3 days following that 6 pound gain, I brought everything back on track just by going back on Alevere for 3 days. And that's where I want to be. Small, tiny adjustments rather than this big, gotta lose 2 stone again and not being able to fit into my skinny clothes anymore. That combined with some form of daily exercise, and I'm not talking going to the gym every day, I'm talking like a sub 10-minute pre-shower workout of some sort, just a stretch and some muscular exercises that are going to get things going. And I'm going to try and get out and do either a long walk or 3 short runs a week. Those are my plans at the moment. I'm also thinking and researching this time-restricted eating. And I don't think it's a fad. There's a lot of science behind it where you stop eating at say 8 p.m. and you don't have anything until kind of 11, 12 o'clock the next day, restricting your eating window to, 8 to 10 hours in the day. There's a lot of science that suggests if you do that, then, it's very hard for your body to put on weight because you're reducing the calorie intake window and you're giving your body time to actually go into a ketosis state and burn off excess fat that's stored. Anyway, I'm still looking into that. And I need to talk to the doctor at the clinic about that. That could be wrong advice. And may I just say that I need to be very clear, that is not something that you should probably be doing on Alevere. So check with your doctor at the clinic. If in doubt, follow Alevere as it says in the books. Don't do time restricted eating. Anyway, those are my thoughts, just verbal diarrhea as usual, getting them out there. Obviously comment, give me any feedback you can, and I will speak to you next week.